You know what? Maybe I'll just put myself up here so I'm not blocking the text with my gigantic e-roll camera. To all of my illiterate motherfuckers, you can sit back and relax because I'm gonna read it for you. I learned how to read specifically so I can do it for you. Dear Rovers, guys, that's us. They're talking to us. Since the official launch of Wuthering Waves, we have received a lot of valuable feedback and suggestions through social media and in-game surveys. See, already, this is what I was talking about. Suggestions through social media and in-game surveys. Guys, in-game surveys is listed second, so I'm not saying that this means something, but I'm also saying that this means something. We're genuinely grateful for your attention and support. We apologize for the deficiencies and issues present in Wuthering Waves, our first fully independently developed and globally published game at Kuro Games. I'm confused. Why doesn't this apply to PGR? We understand that this has affected your gaming experience and we're working to improve it for those who love the game. PGR was not globally first in China, was— oh, okay, I see, I understand. So the independently developed part applies, just not globally published. Okay, I see. We are aware of the common concern in the community that the current echo leveling experience feels too grindy and the game lacks a wave plate storage system. Soy pogging already, dude? Yes, that would be pretty cool. I log in every day, so I'm not gonna use that system probably for a long while, but that's good. One, in the current version, we will launch a limited time echo material double yield event, cord cleansing. We've heard of that, we know that. In version 1.1, we will adjust the progression system to reduce the shell credit cost of echo development. Nice, because I know that if you are cooking, dude, if you are looking to become a nice cook, this shit costs so much shell credits, it's fucking insane. So I've heard of that, so this is good for all my cooking motherfuckers, dude. In version 1.1, we will remove the reward cutscene for the tacit field. Oh my god, thank you. For those that don't know what this is, when you finish when you finish a tacit field, there is like a cutscene where it fades to black, zooms out, and shows you like, look at this tacit field you just killed. It's like, thanks, I was here. The yield of echoes and echo development materials will be increased. I'm assuming this is from tacit fields. In upcoming updates, we will introduce the waveplate storage system. This is amazing. Already, dude. We're already getting the waveplate storage system. For those that don't know what this is, because terminology in a new game, this is— a waveplate is your energy. Yeah, it's just like Honkai Star Rail if you've played it, where once it maxes out at 240, out of 240, if you keep not using it, it will go into like a storage system, like a rested system. Obviously, it'll be at a much slowed down rate, most likely. Like the storage probably will not get built up at the same rate as like these. But still really good for people who like can't log in for a couple days in a row, or like people who just take a break in general. So far, lots of W's. 2, regarding our handling of the reward system error when recycling developed echoes. On May 29, 2024, we were notified of an issue with the echo recycling system where the amount of shell credits players obtained when recycling developed echoes was wrong. Oh. Since this is an issue that directly impacts the game's balance, we fixed this problem through an emergency live update on the same night and issued compensation to all players. As part of the measures to minimize the event's impact on the fairness within the player community, we informed the players of the situation and announced that we would remove all additional shell credits obtained unexpectedly as a result of this bug within 14 business days and issue compensation accordingly. They're so fucking serious about this. This is insane. However, due to the urgency of this issue, we failed to issue an announcement of this issue. Who is right? Can you guys let me write your posts? How are you gonna say the word issue 3 fucking times in the first half of a sentence? Like, what the fuck? Which regrettably caused negative experiences for our players. We sincerely apologize for our improper way of handling the situation and the inconvenience caused. W, apology, transparency, great. Thesaurus mod check. Following an internal discussion, we have decided to compensate all players with a shell credit based on the maximum amount of shell credit that had been unexpectedly yielded through this bug. To address the negative impact caused, we will round up to the nearest whole number and provide extra compensation to all players, shell credit times 1 million. Because I remember getting some shell credits, but I don't think it was that much. Yeah, because I'm thinking of this. Yeah, we got 600,000. And this is also received feedback regarding abnormal item output of shell credit, whatever. So I guess we're getting more of it, which is nice. Double compensation. Listen, I'll take it. I will take it. Distribution time by 23:59 on June 10th. Okay, so we're getting it in 6 days from now, June 10th. So on June 10th, we're gonna get 1 million shell credits. So those of you, those of you who are down bad cooking, you'll get some, you'll get a little fucking, little stimulus check from Mr. Kuro. John Kuro, thank you, John Kuro, appreciate it. Appreciate it, Mr. John Kuro, okay. Eligibility, character created and mailbox function unlocked before 10 o'clock on May 30th, yeah. And you unlock the mailbox when? It's like super early. When I was doing my alt account, it's like, don't you get it at like level 6 or something? Level 6 or level 8? We apologize again for the hasty way we handled this issue and for any inappropriate wording in our announcements. We promise that all our future decisions shall reflect thorough considerations and professionalism. Damn, they're being so transparent. I kind of love this, dude. I love this. Like, it doesn't feel very good that like the company is kind of like groveling because of the amount of mistakes that they're making, but it feels nice that they're so transparent with their wording. We apologize again for the hasty way we handled this issue. Like they're not just apologizing for like the issue itself. They're like, yeah, we like fucked up with the way we handled it too. Pretty good. I mean, listen, fuck ups, like the ideal way, the ideal situation would be no fuck ups exist. But with the fact that fuck ups exist, all I want to see is that they're trying their best. A company that's trying their best to like fix the issues, that's all I want to see. They're too generous, IMO. Don't say that. What are you, a Genshin player? Stop. What do you mean they're too generous? No. No. Don't say you never settle. Never settle, dude. Even if the issue doesn't affect you. You say, yes, I did suffer. Yes, I was very patient. Maybe I will forgive you, but thank you for the free shit. A lot of this stuff, like, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I did not know about this shell fucking bug issue. And I didn't know about the JP. To be fair, the drama with like the JP region specifically affected them heavily, but I wasn't. I'm still happy about the free shit, and it's like if these things didn't happen, I wish the JP thing didn't. The JP one is actually pretty serious. I wish that one actually stood up didn't happen. But a lot of these issues that we're getting like earlier when we got the 5-star selector because the game was like bugged out or like having performance issues, I was like, dude, listen. People who were affected by these, thank you for your service, because now everybody gets free shit. You know, I'm pretty fortunate. I'm not one of the people who is getting any performance issues on the game. Thanks for the free 5-star, though. Thank you. Yoink. I will be taking that. That's mine now. Thank you. Nice. Additionally, to address the poor experience with the ecosystem, we will compensate all rowers with Crystal Solvents X20. Crystal Solvents are the reset cubes. Which is insane, by the way, dude. Like, we already got this. This was on June 3rd. This was yesterday. This is absolutely fucking batshit insane. 20 reset cubes? I just used all 20 on Tacit Field. Same. I literally just did that. Now, number 2. On the error in 5-star weapon description. So this is what I was talking about in Japan. On the signature weapon for Mr. Gian. It said, the way this was worded in the Japanese version originally was, Swordsworn increases the damage bonus of all resonance attributes by 12% every time intro skill or resonance skill is cast. Increases heavy attack damage bonus by 24%, stacking up to 2 times. This effect lasts for 40 seconds. Like, it's still a very strong weapon. From what I understand, the people who got baited into, like, rolling on the sword and duping the sword were people who wanted to give it to Kalkaro. So Gian is pretty much nearly unaffected by the difference between the false translation and the real translation. Kalkaro, though, a lot of people got baited into either rolling for the weapon again or duping the weapon just so they could give it to Kalkaro because the mistaken translation made it sound like it would actually work insanely well on him. Turns out, not really. Not as well. So this is what they're talking about. As has been discovered by our players, the description of the 5-star weapon Virgin Summit in the game in certain languages contained a mistranslation. Upon discovering the issue, we promptly corrected the description and issued compensation to all rovers. Compensation was a bit of a slap in the face because the compensation was, 160 astrite, which is enough for 1 singular pull. Not even a 10 pull, like 1 singular pull. I feel like they probably should have just taken the L and, like, just given refunds to people who want the refunds. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people duped the weapon because they just want a cranked out Gian. But the people who went for another weapon or like duped the weapon for like Kuro, those are the people who really got baited. Most of them. I feel like at this point, like literally just like whoever wants a full refund, like take the sword away, but like just give them the money back. If Virgin Summit worked that well on Kuro and I got baited into it with like the false translation, and then people were like, wait a minute, that was not a real translation, it doesn't actually work that way, and it doesn't work that well on Kuro, I'd be pretty salty. Yeah. In the meantime, we offer a one-time compensation of Forging Tides X5 to all rovers for the known localization issue. What the fuck is a Forging Tide again? I am so bricked with these names. Forging Tide. Oh, that's the weapon convene. Yeah, that's the weapon pool is this thing. Forging Tide. So they give 20 resets. 5 Forging Tide, which is the weapon pool. And then, I guess, 10... Yeah. 10 Radiante. As we endeavor to constantly improve the localization quality across different languages, we encourage you to provide us with your comments or suggestions on improving the localization and the experience of players worldwide through in-game feedback channels or our customer support. Thank you for your patience and understanding. I like this part. It's like, it feels like a little empty thing that they added, but I like that they still, like, cause like, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I don't know how many of you guys go on Twitter. If you don't, honestly, good for you. That place is a hellhole. But I, once in a while, do check Twitter. These guys, like, for the issues that we're talking about, the Japan issues, because they're pretty serious, like, both the information leak and, like, the sword baiting people to pull it for Kuro or whatever, they've been getting kind of blasted for this, like, ruthlessly. The smartest choice is just refund the pull currency and let them keep the weapon, reward people for impulse spending, and keep them addicted. Okay, Mr. Mayhem, alright. Okay, Mr. Man, look at you fucking... Look at you, you know how to build a casino, huh? Are you one of the people that suggested to casino owners to not have windows in casinos so people can't tell how long it's been? Let's move on. On version events, whatever that means. We have received extensive feedback on the duration and rewards of the Overdash Club event. To address your concerns, we're currently in the process of redesigning the rules and reward schemes for the upcoming events, and the immediate solutions are as below. What are the complaints? I'm not saying get over it. I'm genuine, like, what are the complaints about the Overdash? Is it because it's like, it's an event, but it's very simple and it takes 3 seconds? No rewards, no content? Okay, you can't really say no rewards. I understand if people say, okay, here's my take on it. I understand if people say that the event is too boring because you quite literally do it once a day and it takes like 20 seconds and it's not even like an exaggeration. If you include teleporting there and running to the place, maybe it takes 2 minutes. But the rewards for literally, like, look, you do this, takes like 30 seconds to do this, and you get all of this stuff, I'd say it's not bad. I mean, if people say that it's not fun, 100% agree. This is just my take on it. Best time, 38 seconds. I got this. 34 seconds. I got this. Like, the rewards for the time commitment are pretty good. We will introduce a new limited time special event, Wuthering Exploration, to offer new rewards and content to improve your gaming experience. So the event comes on the 13th. Moving forward, we will ensure we make greater collective endeavors internally in designing the version events to improve the event content, quality, and rewards for your better experience. Dude, you know what this is? These like are scaring me a little bit because under every one of these, and see the, like, okay, I need to have one thought at a time. Sorry, my ADHD is freaking out. Under every one of these where they address an issue, and then they say how they're gonna, like, solve it, they always say, moving forward, which will ensure greater collective endeavors, we're gonna work more thoroughly, we're gonna do, like, there's a line like this under all of them. And the bad part is that I'm not doubting them. Who's got the link from the Reddit where it shows their HQ at, like, fucking 11 p.m.? Kuro office, 28/05/2024 at 10:30 p.m. 10:30 p.m. Seems like the crunch have kicked in hard and fast, posted at Wutherwing Wave Tiba, I don't really know what that means. And this is the picture. So it's fully lit. This is the part of the building that is their office, I suppose. Everyone else is gonna look, the buildings are dark. Everyone else has gone home, it's 10:30 p.m. These guys are giga working. Hot take, they becoming like MAPPA employees and the investors are what they should be concerned of. I mean, I'm sure in any situation, investors is what people are mostly concerned of, these companies, which is what's leading to the implosion of all the AAA titles. The investors are like pretty much the main leading direct reason why people don't have any faith in AAA games anymore. Dude, that shit is not even worth pirating anymore. And that's a pretty big reason why, no? Anyway, it's free polls time. No, Kuro, no, I have money. No! Oh my god! Rewards, yeah, okay. What's next? 4. On future version updates timeline. Since the total launch, this is the official launch of Wuthering Waves, we have received extensive feedback regarding the game's storyline, localization, and various other aspects. I am somebody who followed the story. And I played through it, we read the dialogue, we listened to it, we watched the cutscenes, everything. I skipped through it on my second account for obvious reasons, but we followed the story. I think the story is pretty good, and I've said this before. In my opinion, the story as a whole, if I take it and I am able to retell it in an interesting way, I think the story is pretty cool. What ruins the story experience is that it's dry as fuck with way too much yapping that can just be cut down. Because it's not like... Because people talk about, oh, there's too much yapping in the story. Most of the time, what they're referring to is any kind of dialogue that's not skippable. Fair. As someone who actually followed the story, I think the story is pretty good, and the ending is pretty interesting, and it made me excited and intrigued for what the continuation of the story is. When I say that there's too much yapping, is there's way too much repetition for how dangerous tacit discords are, and how important the reverse rain is. I forget there's a word for it, but the reverse rain or whatever the fuck. Those two things are emphasized so fucking many times, every single time you meet a new character. Retroactive rain, thank you. Every time you meet a new character, it's, oh my god, the tacit discords are so fucking dangerous, and the retroactive rain is so fucking important, here's how it works. And it's like, dude, I wish there was a dialogue option that's like, listen, I already know about it. I already know. Yang Yang told me about it. Jinsei told me about it. Chishia also told me about it. Thank you, Chishia Jerry. Chishia told me about it. Baiji told me about it. Mortifi told me about it. Mr. Gian, as much as I love to listen to you talk, you don't need to explain the same thing to me. The same thing for Tauchi. It's like, listen, Tauchi, I'm sure you're great. I've heard all about it, though. They need to cut it out. In the very beginning, when you get into a story of a game, it's okay to have a little bit of exposition. That's alright. So, the exposition at the beginning, in my opinion, that's okay. The exposition needs to stay in the beginning, because then you'll lose interest. In my opinion, the best way to tell a story, if you need to, like, emphasize some of the exposition from earlier, is show, don't tell. So instead of having every single character that I meet for the first time in the story tell me through verbal dialogue about how dangerous the tacit discords are and how retroactive rain is really important, instead of having me hear that dialogue 12 fucking times in the story, cut all that shit out, mention it in the beginning, have me meet an NPC that is not gonna be playable, whatever, like just a random NPC that's like, oh my god, I have a family back home, but I'm here on the front lines fighting, and then just show me a cutscene of him getting mercilessly, brutally fucking murdered by the tacit discords, or by the visions that you get from the retroactive rain. Because then, I'm gonna look at that and be like, oh my god, they are dangerous. This is a soldier. This is a trained soldier fighting on the front lines. Like one of Jian's, like, important officers or some shit. Like, make him, like, an actual title. And he just gets fucking gapped? Frame one hands diffed by a tacit discord? Then the player will see that. It's more interesting to look at a cutscene than read a bunch of dialogue, first of all. And the player will see that and they'll think to themselves, wow, in this universe to these characters, these are very, very strong. So that emphasizes two things. One, the tacit discords are very dangerous. And two, Rover is very strong. Because Rover is able to farm them like worthless fucking BDO mobs, dude. That's it. That's what I think it is. Because I don't hate the story, I just don't like certain parts of how it's told. To allow everyone early access to experience more content and features of Wuthering Waves in version 1.0, we have decided to advance the release of subsequent content in version 1.0 starting on June 6th, which is in 2 days from now. This release will include the companion story Solitary Path for Resonator Yinlin. So we're getting companion story for Yinlin. We get to figure out what she's all about. Also, by the way, you know what I want? Maybe this is an unpopular opinion because you guys don't like quests as much. For those of you that skip, but I'm a lore head kind of, like whenever I commit to a game. I want a companion quest for Kuro. I've done the entire story. He doesn't have a companion quest. I don't really know what he's all about. I like him as a character. I like him as a unit. Can't wait to fucking finish his echoes when he stops being cursed on his echoes, but I don't really know what he's all about. But yeah, we're getting companion story for Yinlin in 2 days on June 6th. The featured Resonator Convene event, When Thunder Pours for Yinlin, the limited time challenge event Alloy Smelt, along with many more spin-off events and features. Many more. Okay. Limited time challenge event. I'm wondering what this is about. Wutherwing Waves version 1.0 will last until June 28th. After which we will schedule a server downtime and implement the update for Wuthering Waves version 1.1, Thaw of Eons, which will include a new area, Mount Firmament, new resonators Jinsi and Changli, and a new boss, Jue. So, for those of you that paid attention in the story, or at least looked at the screen when the unskippable part was happening, when Rover was like, he had his forehead up to like a big dragon, that's who Jue is. I'm just explaining this for all of my non-lore people. It's a big old fucking Chinese dragon. And then these are the two banners after... Spoiler? No, it happens really, really early in the story. It's not a spoiler. These are the two banners that they're talking about. So the Jinsi is the leader of, I forget the name of it, but the city that we're in, the big city. And Changli, from what I understand, she's kind of her boss. She looks like a VTuber. She has to be a support. What, Jinsi? Yeah, I mean, I think just her demeanor is very gentle, very soft-spoken. Her colors are very gentle. Like, her color scheme is very gentle. The way she's presented in the art is very, like... She gives me, like, the healer vibes. To compensate for any inconvenience caused by this version timing adjustment, we will issue compensation to all rovers. Radiant Tide, X10. Thank you for your understanding and continued support. For detailed information of the event to time adjustments, please refer to the in-game announcements. So this, also we got with this mail yesterday. It was, this fella right here. So all of these rewards are now accounted for. 5. On combat and control experience optimization. Oh my god, please, please, please fix the camera. Please fix the camera. Please fix the camera. Please fix the camera. Please, it is my only complaint about combat. Literally, all of my lock-ons in the settings, they're all fucking turned off. This shit, I swear to god, it sometimes feels like turning all of this shit off is useless because it does nothing. My camera still resets, it still corrects to the boss, and there's still assisted aiming. I swear to god, dude, these are cosmetic. It feels like these are cosmetic settings in the fucking menu because, like, nothing changes. Nothing. I've tried everything. And I don't use middle mouse button to lock on bosses unless I'm doing hollows. And the camera still locks on sometimes. We have heard your feedback regarding the poor experience with auto-aiming and auto-lock-on controls, key remapping requirements, yes, and game feel design. Based on the issues that repeatedly come up in player discussions, we have identified the following issues and will address them accordingly while working on a solution to other known issues not listed below. So they know I suppose, they know other issues that they're not talking about, but they're talking about these specific ones. Auto-aiming / auto-lock and camera performance in battle. In the recent updates, we have disabled the combat camera correction feature on PC by default. We have also optimized the default values and ranges for combat camera settings. I'll be fighting something right here. And then, so as you just saw, like, I don't use the middle mouse button to lock on, and all of my settings are turned off. Sometimes my camera will look to the side, and it'll keep, for like the next like 2 or 3 seconds, it'll keep fighting me to look over there. So it'll keep, even when I like fucking pull it back to look at the boss or whatever I'm fighting, it keeps looking over there, and it's like it lasts like 2 or 3 seconds. So what ends up happening is it just looks like this because I keep trying to like readjust it, and it keeps having me look over there. And the most infuriating part of this all is I at the very least would be understanding if there was something there. There is never anything there. Whatever it's looking at, it's locking onto something that's 20 fucking miles to the north, and there's nothing there. Like, it'll literally look at a fucking wall where there is nothing. There isn't a gatherable, there isn't a chest, there isn't an enemy, there's no NPC, there's nothing there. That's the most annoying part of this, is it'll like fight me on controlling my camera to look over here, and then there's not even anything there. So I really hope that like they fix this bug, at least with like what they're talking about here. They should make autolock aim what the character is looking at, the closest IMO. Yeah. Because sometimes like my character will like switch aggro for no reason also. Not like aggro, but like the target, I guess. Like, I'll literally be fighting something in front of me, and there would be like, when it happens only when there's several mobs. I'll be fighting something like right in front of me, right here, and then there would be a mob like right there. And like, I'll be attacking, and then he randomly turns around and goes like this. And I'm like, dude, this guy isn't even dead yet. It's weird. Some stuff for anti-ghost touch on mobile. Don't know what that means. Good though, because apparently that's like a common complaint. Delayed availability of custom key binding feature. In version 1.1, the prerequisites to unlock custom key binding feature will be lowered to Union level 2. Why is it even there? I feel like most people who are very particular about their keybind setups, that's like the first order of business that they do, no? I mean, Union level 2 is literally just like you just started the game. So fine, but like why even have a lockout? I didn't even know there was a lockout, but oh my god. We will also introduce a new player tutorial for using the custom key binding feature, and we will gradually support more custom key binding options for both keyboard / mouse and controller modes. You know what I want them to do? Apparently, allegedly, there is a camera acceleration. Do you ever feel like you spin your camera too quickly in the game, like when you turn around and it spins way fast? Apparently there's mouse acceleration in the game that's in there by default, and there is no setting to turn it off. The setting doesn't exist. I want them to create that setting so I can't turn it off. Controller mode experience optimization. Okay, I've heard from some people that controller is a little wonky. Never played with it, but that's good that they're changing it as well, because I have heard it from people. In version 1.1, we will remap the current controller shortcut for open chat to open map and add an option to invert the y-axis. Future versions will support controller mode on mobile devices. Very nice. Poor game field design and impact signification. In future versions, we will constantly improve the event signification and game field design for characters and monsters, enhancing the overall combat experience and positive feedback during battles. Listen, this is a very vague statement, I think, but like, good. W. No purchase limits for store item like flour, leading to accidental purchases. In recent updates, we have added a weekly purchase limit for certain items in the store. Oh, dude. I remember... Oh, who was it in my chat? I don't know if they're here. There was a person in my chat. Yeah. There was a person in my chat who maxed out. They spent everything on flour. It was either flour or salt. Definitely not me. I'm so sorry, this is funny. I'm sorry, this sucks, but this is so funny. No, not 924, dude. I don't know, maybe it's just easier to put a weekly cap on it. I've heard of enough people who have made this mistake. Just let me sell it back to them. Like, not anything, but like their own materials, you know? But, I don't know. It is what it is. Audio and sound effect bugs. In recent updates, we have addressed issues regarding missing sound effects and excessively loud ambient sounds. We have completed some investigations and updates to fix these issues. We will continue to optimize the audio experience. I don't think I've run into any of this, but it feels like the open world, and I don't think this is a bug, I think this is just intentional. It feels like the open world doesn't really have music. It more so has like ambient musical sounds, but it's not really music. Whereas music really only plays very faintly in the city. But I think that's kind of how they intended it. Performance issues, crashes, and instability. In recent updates, we have fixed crash and instability issues affecting certain devices. We're currently identifying the causes of other crash reports and will continue to implement fixes. We apologize for any inconveniences may have caused. We're committed to ongoing performance optimization if you encounter related issues. I have heard a lot about this. Thankfully, I have not had to deal with these myself. But they did say certain devices. From what I've heard, these are mostly happening on mobile. Depths of Elusive Realm event optimization and update. So Depths of Elusive Realm, for those that are like me and don't fully know all the names for everything yet. This is the roguelike event that we have. So it doesn't show up in the menu. It's the fella right here. Depths of Illusory Realm. This is where you pick your character and go in there and like build the metaphors and all that good stuff. This thing. So this is what they're talking about. The White Cat Realm! Yes, the realm with the cats. We have received numerous player feedback suggesting and suggestions regarding the Depths of Illusory Realm event version 1.0. In the upcoming version 1.1 update, we will further improve this event and add new content, including more playable characters. This is very good, because in the last difficulty, you can't have a trial character, so you pretty much have to have a Giga Chad built out. And a lot of the characters in there are locked. Apart from the adjustments mentioned above, we recognize that there are still many issues in the game that affect player experience. We're committed to listening to every single piece of feedback, continuously organizing, optimizing, and resolving these issues to make Wuthering Waves better. We will share and communicate future updates and optimization progress with you actively. Additionally, we will continue to gather player feedback through version surveys. Since Wuthering Waves' official global launch, we have been disheartened by our inability to provide a high-quality gaming... Dude, this is, like, very strong, like, apologetic wording. And I'm all for it. I'm not gonna lie, dude. As, like, an avid, historically KR MMO player with developers who are literally allergic to, like, holding themselves accountable, this is pretty fucking... I feel bad about them. I don't know why. This wording is very strong, dude. We've been disheartened by our inability to provide a high-quality gaming experience to all rovers. They say this while, like, most people are straight up just giga slobber glazing the game. This is nice. This is nice. We understand that continuously releasing better versions and content is our goal and mission, and we will always strive to uphold them. If I am to provide unsolicited advice to Mr. John Kuro Games, proofread your fucking... This isn't even a big deal, but, like, proofread your shit, man. I found so many fucking typos in this. Proofread your post, man. Let someone else, let another pair of eyes read it. You guys are all exhausted over there. Finally, we sincerely thank all rovers for your continuous attention and unwavering support for Wuthering Waves. Alright, well, what do we think, guys? W or L? I think W. I'd say massive W. Yeah, massive W. Yeah, W, give them time. Yeah. Like, the best case scenario is that mistakes don't happen. But in a situation where mistakes do happen, this is the best way to address them. Full-on transparency, completely apologetic, and it's not just empty apologies, because the apologies, if you noticed in the post, the apology for every single issue comes right after telling us how they're gonna fix it, and most of the time, what the compensation is for people who have been dealing with the issues. So they're not just saying, hey, we're aware of this, and we're sorry that it sucks for you guys, like another company that I know very well. They actually just say sorry after they tell us how they're gonna fix it or what they're gonna do to improve it. Outlines and plans, and like they're transparent about how they're gonna fix it. The only thing I'd say, like, optimization issues, events being kind of lackluster, things like that, like combat camera being a little buggy, like these types of things are bound to happen. The only thing that I would say that I consider actually like a really heavy fuck up is what happened in Japan with like personal information. That's something that actually affects people. That was, I think, is a fat L for them. I hope they handle it better. Everything else is kind of like bugs, annoying stuff. Give it time, it'll be fine. You know? Yeah.